Hi, I'm Carter, and this is my 2006 Honda Civic Si Coupe. I'm using this as a summer project car, so I'd like to walk you around it. I bought this car from my dad's buddy for about $1,500, that's Canadian dollars as well. And so, for a car that has a running engine and a good transmission, I'd say it's a good deal. Though there certainly are quirks and features with it, so let's walk you around it, check it out. So this was the first model year of the 8th generation of the Civic. This generation suffers from a major problem, being that the paint has a very big peeling issue, and it's very clear here, especially on these red ones. The clear coat just seems to really love to literally just come right off, and it's loose. As well as I had an issue with tape being used as a number for autocross. It peeled right off the door, and yeah, that kind of sucks. But regardless, for a fully stocked Civic Si for 1,500 Canadian dollars, you can't really go wrong. So I'll walk you around about some of it. Let's check it out. This was before the facelift of this generation, so you get these really weird bubbly alloy wheels here. And as you can see behind there are some new brakes. Originally the brakes were totally rusted out, and so my dad and I replaced the brakes here with new pads, rotors, calipers, the whole works. As you can see here as well, the paint peel problem extends to the hood. As well as a very recurring problem with this car is the rust. This car is very rusty. As you can see, there's a major rust hole there, major rust bubble here, more rust bubbles and rust on the side here. I should also mention that the complete underside of this car is absolutely rusted out. Before I had to go get it safetied, we ended up having to replace the fuel tank strap underneath, and it was so rusty we couldn't get it out, and had to have the mechanic for the safetying had to do it. In fact, when the mechanic was hoisting the car up, this part completely snapped on the side skirt, which just goes to show. It's a little hard to see, but yeah, it is absolutely rusted under here, and it's even worse, especially in the center. Let's move into the interior. Originally, when I got the car, it cleaned up extremely nice. Just needed some wiping down, some vacuuming. But a major problem was underneath the carpet. I'll put some pictures up here for you, but when my dad and I peeled the carpet back, there's major rust holes through the floor, which would make the car unable to be safetied. So what we did is we ended up taking this sheet metal that's used in roofing and cutting it manually to fit those holes, and then just covering it up using windshield sealant, which actually worked quite well. Ideally we would have welded them, but we don't have access to a welder, and so that was the next best option. But so far, it works like a charm. Otherwise, all the usual cleaning procedures happen. Take out the seats, steam clean everything, make it real pretty, and at the end of the day, it works quite well. Naturally, with a car that's at about 220,000 kilometers, it's gonna have some wear. Steering wheel has some wear, parking handle has some wear, shift knob has some wear, all the usual things. And I've got replacements for the steering wheel, as well as I'm looking for a replacement center console, because this center bit doesn't go up all the way, and if it does, it gets stuck. But at the very least, it is all here and functional. One other thing is that the radio had a fun little problem with the first button here. It doesn't like to push. You can see here, everything else pushes, but this first one, it's really finicky, though it still does input occasionally. So I was able to get the radio code and radio works again. One other quirk is that the passenger door window doesn't go down properly. I've got the replacement part that goes in the door ready to go, so I'll probably make that its own video. Otherwise, everything else works, including the sunroof. One tragedy is that the AC doesn't work at all, and it's been kind of tough in the summer without AC. Had to keep those windows down. And there's the proof, at least, for the mileage. 228,743 kilometers, as of this recording at least. Another little quirk with the interior here is that you can see in the back there the headliner is sagging. As of right now, it's deciding to spray a whole bunch of little glue pieces all over the interior, which is really cool. and so I'll have to seal that up sometime soon. The 8th Gen SI uses the popular version of the K20, being the K20 Z3, which makes just shy of 200 horsepower. Power sent to the front wheels through a 6-speed manual transmission and a limited slit differential. And again, it's fully stock, so at the very least, I'm happy to have it. But otherwise, all the necessary service has been done to the car. New coolant, new oil, new trans fluid, new clutch fluid. All fluids have been flushed. All that's needed right now is a valve adjustment and a few other minor things. I really want to clear out this old corrosion module that was put on by the original owner, since it doesn't really do anything, as evidenced by the rust throughout the car. But yeah, otherwise, makes for a good, fun autocross car, and I'll have a video out of using it on my first autocross very soon, so stay tuned. At the end of the day, I'll also make more videos using this car for anything that I do to it, such as I'll probably make a video for replacing the steering wheel and things like that. So stay tuned. Thank you.